Hello, Vijay Deverakonda.
Hi, Vadi sir. Good to see you again.
Welcome to Galatta Plus and good to see you again.
Good to see
This
you.
time we're actually sitting on chairs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
last time it was on my bed.
yes, and you were in a lot of angst about the
Very.
reactions to the Arjun Reddy and Kabir Singh and all that. Now you look
Yeah.
very relaxed.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think I've sobered up as a person, maybe. I think I've
it,
become calmer for some
yeah,
reason.
yeah.
Some people were asking me recently, where has all the anger gone? I don't know. I guess, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think doing films that you enjoy more is reducing the anger in me.
Yeah, but you're still the rowdy, right?
Yeah, there's still lots of chaos inside me. There's still lots of
Yeah.
fire inside. Yeah,
Does only Karan Johar get to ask you questions like, do you like threesomes or can I ask
you
too?
can ask whatever.
No, I'm not going to ask you. I just wanted to. But what I want to ask you is how do you like the fact that you're no longer a star, you're now kind of bordering a superstar?
I've always been fascinated by the term superstar and always wanted to be called a superstar, become one. While I'm doing the Liger fandom tour, like touring India, going to all these cities, and the press at every city is receiving you with so much love and respect, and everyone addresses you as superstar. And it's suddenly feeling awkward to me. I'm suddenly feeling a little embarrassed by it. I don't know, maybe at some point I feel like I don't think I've done enough to deserve it yet. I feel so sometimes when some friends of mine text me saying, "What is this reaction?" It's like superstardom, and I'm like, "Let's wait till August 25th." I don't think the term fits yet, but there's been lots of love, and I feel very loved.
Is that why you're not signing any Hindi films as of now? You want to see what the reaction is to Liger?
I already know my next two films. I don't want to take on anything beyond that. I'm sure of my next two films, which is Kushi and JGM, and I want to take my time. I think as a man today, I'm at peace with the kind of work I want to do. I know what I want to do, and I'm in no hurry. And I've put like 2 years of my life into this. I've like gone all out. This was my film that I went like completely all out, and now I want to see what it does for me and then take it from there, I guess.
Are you good at uh, analysis? For example, are you good at saying, this is why Geeta Govindam became a hit? This is why World Famous Lover didn't work. Are you good at that kind of stuff?
I just know while I'm doing a film if this film is going to work or if this film is not going to work. I think the only film that I was a bit off was Dear Comrade because I kind of felt that this is a film that will work. And it didn't perform to my expectations, but it got me lots of love
Right.
beyond the theaters. So in some way, it did it paid its due for the work I put in. But so I don't know why exactly or what. I can't break it down for you, but it's just an instinct where I know that this works and this doesn't.
So when doing Geeta Govindam, you had that this is going to do it.
Geeta Govindam, I actually knew it when I watched the film, the first half. While I did it, I was just enjoying. It was not my world, but I was enjoying shoot every day. So I was like, if I'm enjoying it, it should work. And every scene we were being very entertained. It was just not my kind of cinema when I did it. I was kind of asked to do it by Arvind sir and by Bunny Vasugaru and Bujji. They all convinced me to do it. I was like from the Taxiwala school. I was a little off cinema. Geeta Govindam was like a very rooted, regular
Regular
Telugu.
family
Yeah. Which
audiences.
I was like, why should I do it? There are lots of actors doing it. But they were insistent that it's because you will do it that it will be fresh, and they knew better, I guess. I just did it. I trusted them and did it. But when I do it fully. And yeah, so when I watched the first half, I knew that shit, this film, like, this is going to work.
What was different about Liger when you heard what Puri Jagannath had to say about it?
It's completely my kind of film for some reason.
It's your film.
Yeah,
It's
it's
the
like
off zone.
it's one completely off zone. It's commercial in Puri Jagannath's world of cinema. It's that's cool, but how the character is written and his arc and his weaknesses. I like very flawed characters, and his journey was just amazing, and every scene worked for me, and it was one of the most exciting things I've heard in a while, and it was after a long time a film that I completely relished sinking my teeth in. Like while I was doing it, I was I enjoyed it so much, and that's the only reason I could go on for 2 years through COVID, keep that body, work through injuries, and do this level of promotion with like 2-3 hours sleep, not knowing which city I'm in. The only thing that's been from the time I heard the script till today, the things that's been keeping me going is that I really liked the film and I enjoyed doing it.
Was it always on your resume that I want to do a full-fledged action film?
I enjoy watching action, but I don't think I was mentally ready for it for a while. I think when Dear Comrade released, sometimes what I do is I wear a burqa and go to, I used to do that, where I used to wear a burqa and go into theaters to sit amongst the audience and watch. If you see a burqa-clad tall person around you, it could probably be me. So I went for Dear Comrade like that. And I saw a reaction where the audience was cheering, uh, like when it was any confrontational scenes, I saw them cheering, but I wouldn't give them a fight because it would go into dialogue and it would move into another scene, and I could see them all like just get there, and you don't give them that closure or and then I was like, oh, they're looking at me differently than how I am looking at myself. Their perception of me is very different. I need to give them that moment to just let out and cheer and enjoy and not burden them with like severe emotions. And so then and I think as a person, as an actor also, I became more confident. You need a certain kind of confidence to do these larger than life action films. So I think I grew as a person, I became older, matured, and I felt ready for it. At the point when I heard Liger, that was when I was ready for this kind of cinema, and that's why I took it up.
See, Telugu cinema, Tamil cinema, they're known for this larger than life
Yeah.
kind of a thing. Are you saying that it's not possible for everybody to pull it off? It takes a certain kind of maturity to do that?
Yeah, not everyone can do it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way.
Okay, what is it? Is it the way you project yourself?
Like I needed to be comfortable in a certain way to be able to do that.
Right.
That as a person you can do this. There's some sort of belief you need to feel, which I didn't feel before. So I could have done a film, but I would have looked bad in it. I wouldn't have looked convincing in it. So one is having a belief in yourself as a person to be able to do these things. And second thing is the theater going audience need to be able to see you in these larger than life things.
Right.
If I came in my first few films doing this, it's really odd to see just a young boy do it. When they have certain kind of passion and love for you, the audience need to be ready to see you. Accept you in that sort of role. And you'll feel it. You'll feel it when that's expected of you. When you know that that's what they want, you'll feel it.
When you were doing Pellichoopulu, it was just about getting a good role, projecting yourself, making sure that you're known in the industry. Is there a little bit of you that also makes that calculation?
I've always wanted to do epic stuff. That's always been my motto. If it wasn't making a film in 60 lakhs or if it is doing the kind of scale I do, my motto has always been do epic shit. So I was like, do some memorable stuff while it's your time and leave when you're done. So that's always been consistent from the time I did Pellichoopulu. The two things that changed were, one, I didn't care about anyone's opinion. It was only cinema that I liked. If you like it or not, it's your wish, was like my thing. If you like it, watch it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. But through my journey, now I've grown to feel like I want my audience to enjoy what I do. It's important for me more than anything that when they're loving you and following everything that you do and are turning up that first day, takes a lot of effort and fight for tickets or whatever, and you come to the theater, I don't want to disappoint that love that they come with. I want them to feel entertained. The third thing that happened around Dear Comrade time is I felt like I wanted to do review-proof cinema, which I told you about before. I was like, I want to build a connection with my audience where I'm sure of a film, and if I tell you that it's a good film, you just come. You don't need any reviewer or any critic or any other's opinion to bother you. We build a communication directly where I tell you a film is good, you come and watch it. I need to be able to guarantee that, and I think I'll have to earn it by giving consecutive films which they enjoy. I think then it's a communication I'll build, but these were steps I wanted to take to eliminate any outside noise.
You once said that before I get into any film, I get into total panic mode and
Yeah.
whether I'm going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Did that happen with Liger as well?
Very much,
Okay.
very much. I remember being up. Tomorrow was the first day of shoot, and I was up till 3 a.m., 4 a.m., just trying to do the stammer and trying to see how I want Liger to move, how I want his look to be, like how big does he move, how freely does he move, or how restricted he is. So like the first 4 days were this, where I would be up till like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., just doing the stammer for it to come naturally and stuff. On day three or day four, we did like a big monologue of mine where it just clicked. Some connection happened in my brain and the stammer just clicked, and then I just had a ball with it. So I just have fun with it after that. So the first 3 4 days were panic because doing a stammer is really tricky. I was also very conscious about doing it on a set amongst 100 people, and I could see that 200 300 people on set were all waiting to watch to see how I do the stammer. Like, will he get it? Will it be odd? Uh, so I could see I could see that even when my director is in front of the monitor, my producer, they're all waiting. They know I can act. They know how I look. They know everything. They just are thinking, will he do the stammer? So I was just feeling that on me. But on day three, when it clicked, then everything disappears, and then it's just you and your co-actor, and had a blast. And the stammer is like, I would say, the most important aspect of this film.
Now, Puri Jagannath is, I won't say exactly old school, but an older school
Yeah.
compared to you who came, the
Yeah.
most of the directors you worked with are like Tarun Bhaskar
Yeah.
and the younger, new generation kind of a thing.
Yeah.
What was it like? Did you learn a lot of this larger than life stuff from him?
I did learn a lot from him because the performance in this film will be a meter up from my performances in my other film, because the world, the character,
Right.
there are people like this outside. We are more like sober and stuff in how we conduct ourselves. I remember lots of people in the area. I would live in Hyderabad. Lots of really flamboyant people who are very loud with how they speak and how they talk. And this guy comes from the streets in that way. So I needed to get that right. I needed his tone is a little higher, how he talks, and so I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot about he knows an edit. I know that we indulged in films that I did previously, like Dear Comrade and lots of these films. We indulge a lot in these unnecessary things that don't even make it to the edit. We do these long single takes and we'll do 10, 20 takes because we think it's beautiful. And then when it goes to edit, it's all chopped into smaller pieces. I've learned from him. I've got an edit sense now because of Puri sir. And I think the most exciting thing is his school and my school coming together, and what comes from these two different energies meeting. I think something really refreshing.
Was there any friction though? Was there something that he said, do this, and you were like, I don't know if I can do this, I'm resistant to this, or whatever? Was there any friction, or did you just commit yourself completely
The
to
thing is, I loved the character and the narration he gave. I wanted to perform it to what he said. I need to feel it, and for me, Liger is a real guy. He's not somebody who's performing over the top. When you see the film, you will not feel like he's a film guy. He's not a superhero. He's like a normal guy, and I think anybody can be Liger. When they watch the film, he's everybody that has a big dream and wants to be someone and has vulnerabilities, has insecurities. If I was Liger, how would I feel about this situation and how would I do it? And he enjoyed it. He enjoyed that I brought my touch to it. And Puri sir is very, he's not stiff about
Right,
what
right.
he wants. He really likes to work with others, work with other energies and see what comes. And he gets excited when something, uh, when it doesn't work, he'll come and tell me. He'll come and tell me that I want it like this, and I see what he's saying, and I'll take it there. If there is something I feel like I want to do it differently, I sit with him and talk to him, and he's like, done, let's do it that way. We fit like quite well. I think we gelled really well, and hence we're doing one more film back to back.
What is your strength as an actor, Vijay? You say that you become a mature, you know what you can do. What do you think is your strength?
I just think I commit, like when I like something, I just go all out. I
Okay.
do it. I do whatever is necessary to get a job done. I will make the body. I knew that I will learn the action, I knew that I will do this Tamil. I didn't know how, but I just know that everything can be learned, and when I like something, I'll do whatever it takes to get it done.
You've been climbing up the ladder, so to speak. Like you just said, people are calling you superstar. If Tarun comes back tomorrow to you with a Pellichoopulu kind of thing, will you be able to scale back?
I don't think I can scale back now because I want to tell stories to the country. The desire is to expand, not to scale back. It's like I want as many people to see, because the effort is the same. When I do a world famous lover, or when I do a dear comrade, like Liger has been the most effort I had to put, because it had lots of different aspects.
And also physically,
Yeah, that took a lot, but otherwise effort into making a film is pretty much the same, and it's the same passion. So you want as many people across India and the world to watch it. So you always want to do stuff that will reach more people. If I feel like a Pellichoopulu, I can take it to India, then I'll do it. I don't need action has to be
Right.
there, or larger than life has to be there. Like Kushi, for example, is like back in that space, like that geetagovindam, Pellichoopulu, that kind of space. Very different from what I'm doing now, but it's a film that I feel that families across India will enjoy watching, from kids to older people. So hence I decided to take that up.
oh my God, the Rowdy is talking about family audiences
Yeah,
now. This
yeah.
is
I
like,
think, something, I had decided not to do love stories. Then two things happened. I was supposed to start JGM immediately after Liger, but I developed like a very severe injury, because of which I was not able to do any physical activity. And JGM is a extremely physical, it's a war film. So first that happened, and then everywhere I went, suddenly in the last 6 months, everybody has been talking to me about Geeta Govindam suddenly. They would talk about Arjun Reddy. Suddenly I'm going in the flight, Geeta Govindam, I land, I go to a restaurant, I go abroad. I was like, why are you all suddenly, when I've decided not to do love stories, why is everybody asking, I want to watch Geeta Govindam, I want to watch a film like Geeta Govindam? And then when the injury happened and I realized that it's going to take me 6-8 months, Kushi was a script that I really liked. I loved the script, but I decided not to do it because I was like, I don't want to do love stories again. And I really wanted to do scale cinema, which was JGM. But then somehow the universe has decided to make me do this, and I'll go all out again. No holding back. So now love means I'll go all out romantic and do it.
nice. Now you're trying to expand, you're going to Hindi.
Yeah.
The industry is not really doing really well right now. Several expected films have kind of not really done well. There's a kind of thing, uncertainty, let's say,
Yeah.
about what's going to work or not. So is there a bit of pressure about a double thing, which is like, A, I'm entering a new field,
Yeah.
and B, that field is currently not doing too well?
Yeah, I feel like I have a really good film in hand. I can see that films are not performing as they normally would, and I can see that the situation is such. But there's no point in us complaining. You just have to push and see where the limit
Right.
is. So I'm just pushing, and I'll understand the limitations and then try and work within it. For now, we are testing the waters and making the attempt forward.
Yeah.
And I think then I'll take learnings from this release. I'll take learnings and then accordingly take the steps ahead.
So the Telugu film industry has stopped shooting. People are not coming to the movies anymore.
Okay.
Of course, Sitaramam is now
Yeah.
doing well. But previously there was a long period when nothing was post RRR and all that kind of stuff. There was a
Yeah.
long thing. So now they're calling it a restructuring, is what
Okay.
the word that they're using. So
Okay.
they're saying, how can we restructure the industry? What can we do? Lobby of producers that's kind of talking about this. If I were to appoint you as the head of this committee for restructuring, what is it that you would do?
I actually don't know too much about the costs that go into the film. I don't understand I'm more the creative side, so I know the script, the edit, the marketing.
right.
So I am actually not a wise enough person or knowledgeable enough to understand how we can improve. If you sit with me and say, how can we market the film better, I can sit in that meeting. But on how do we bring more people to the auditorium and reduce the cost, I know the marketing aspect of bringing people in. I don't know the cost aspect at all. But I hope if they can make whatever better, it's good without wasting too much time. If they find any things to smoothen the process and stuff, it's a good
So you
I
think
guess.
it's a cost issue mainly?
No, I think that content wasn't working. I think one, content wasn't working, and two, definitely the whole technological change in the environment around us has changed so
Changed, right?
much with short format videos, with the arrival of OTT. And the world constantly keeps changing from black and white, from mute cinema when we moved to voice cinema where there was dialogue. I'm sure there was some struggle to adapt. Now we are going through another such period, and we'll figure what works, what doesn't going forward. But definitely the world has changed in lots of ways. So naturally there will be changes
Right.
that happen
Right.
in people's habits of consuming entertainment. I think we'll learn and adapt with time. I think with time we'll understand how to deal with it.
Do you ever wonder what would have happened if Pellichoopulu had not happened?
I thought about it during the COVID time when movies were going to OTT and you didn't, theaters were closed, there was 50% occupancy and stuff. I was wondering that if I was an actor today launching in a small film and I couldn't get a theatrical release and had to go to OTT, there are very high chances I couldn't become the person that I am today. So the universe does play some sort of role uh, in how the situation is for somebody to come. So it is a tough time for newer boys to make their entrance, which is, but I'm sure, but in at the same time, a lot of work has opened up
Yeah.
because there's so many channels and so many shows and so many platforms creating content. The amount of work has drastically, like it's so hard to get a cinematographer or actors dates have become really hard. It's become a huge challenge because everyone's so busy. So that's been the positive. But that was something I wondered during COVID time. Other than that, I never thought of it much.
Now that you've become this person, this stature of person, everyone's interested in your dating life, to
Yeah,
this, to that, to get all
yeah,
these kind of questions,
yeah.
kind of a thing. How do you keep that part of it separate from the kind of work that you are? Because you are a fairly intense person, and you use the word noise in this interview. How do you keep out all that external noise and not get irritated and just focus on your work?
I find myself in one sort of contradiction because I actually don't like people knowing me too much. I'd rather people not know me and just see my
See.
work. But at the same time, I'm doing 15 interviews a day talking about my process or thoughts, and in some way, people get to know you. And I was talking to a friend recently about this, saying I don't want people to know me much, but I'm doing 20 interviews a day. And then she was like, I don't know what to say, but I don't think they will know you even if you're doing 20 interviews a day. I don't think they will know you. I look forward to I look I was really looking forward to start promoting the film, to take it to the world out there. So on days when it feels overwhelming, being surrounded by so much press doing these interviews, I remind myself of the days where I was sitting at home and waiting to start my promotion and meet people. I enjoy meeting people, I enjoy conversations, but I'm also at the same time looking forward to when it's all done, like on 26th August, I will vanish. Till my next film, I will completely go off the grid and just go back to shooting, eating, working out, making a film. That's how I balance it. Like I go back to my normalcy, in a sense, away from all public sight as much as possible. So I look forward to that actually.
I just had this today. There are a lot of people who have Vijay Deverakonda pictures on their phones or whatever it is on the walls, or let's say posters. When you were a teenager, whose posters did you have on your wall?
Uh, None for some reason.
None at all.
Yeah, never had any posters. I grew up in a boarding school and I loved cinema because they showed us one film a month.
Yeah, if said the
Yeah,
same.
so when you saw that film, you really got transported into another world. And when you saw a film in a theater, another world. But I've never had posters of such sort. I don't know. I've never had that phase.
Phase at all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
never.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I've always liked actors. There were actors uh, I enjoyed watching, that I would go to all their films and watch and stuff, but never poster idolized someone.
Yeah. Actually, from the last time I met you, you you do seem a little calmer.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's my imagination or maybe because you told me this that I'm projecting it back to you. But we seem to have had a very different kind of conversation
Yeah.
the last time.
Yeah,
So
I guess till the next, till I'm triggered again, I think this is the state of
this is
calm. Yeah.
your Zen
Yeah.
Zen
Yeah.
place right
Yeah.
now. Good for you.
Yeah.
So finally, when Vijay Deverakonda is 65 or 80 or whenever he decides to retire, what would he like to be remembered as?
I don't even know if I want to be remembered. I don't want to take up, like, while I'm an actor, it's really important to me that people recognize you and love you for it. Once I'm done, I think I move on, they move on to the next. I'm sure there'll be another person. There are lots of other people that come who are really good. And I think I should vacate space so that you make space for others to be loved and worshipped. I'll go back to my life, hopefully chilling with some kids and grandkids and my friends. I hope they're all still around and we're still playing board games and some sport and having a drink. I'm not fascinated by being remembered or I'm very happy being forgotten.
See, another Zen answer. See, you should rename your brand. You're like you started that rowdy brand and now you're like, you should rename it as Zen, or something like that. You know, it's like, no, the rowdy's gone. He's left
Because
the building.
I've understood that nobody remembers. I've given up on that very early in my life. I've known actors who are worshipped by the country, like Rajesh Khanna, Vinod Khanna. These guys were. Rajesh Khanna was apparently, I've heard stories of it, but me and the generation after are not aware of this or don't care because for them now it's about somebody else. And I was being told about this story about Pulakeshin, who was there's a book on him because he was the biggest king of India and owned and was the ruler of the biggest piece of land. Like he went till the Middle East and stuff. So he was an emperor who like owned, he was the biggest emperor. Nobody in this room knows him. I know his name and that he was a big emperor. He has books written on him and he has statues built around him and nobody remembers. So if Pulakeshin cannot be remembered, I don't know who can. So.
Pulakeshin did not act in movies.
Yeah,
See, there's different movies last forever. The thing about movies and movie stars,
will
they last forever.
Last forever.
Yeah, so there's always going to be somebody in some future generation picking up this movie and discovering you. Just like, to give an example, the majority may not remember or watch Satyajit Ray or whatever it is, but there will always be one small cinephile population that will carry on that. At least that's my belief.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be like today I still watch some stuff of Brando.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure there's some small population who will be following your work and watching it back.
So you will be remembered.
Yeah, I will be, but I don't think I'm getting anything out of it if I'm.
You're getting like a career beyond your career. So anyway, thank you so much, Vijay Deverakonda.
Pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Sir.
And nice to see you.
Yeah.
All
sobered up.
Not sobered up, but in this space.
Yeah.
So all good wishes for Liger.
Thank you so much, Barry sir.